Hi, Dr. McCormick. It is Sunday at 5:30, November 16th. For my pre-observation planning, um, like we talked about last time, I'm gonna work with a new student on the video because I want to try some things that I want to make sure that I get feedback on. Um, I think it's more along the lines of things that I'll really be doing and not just the vocational. I mean, it's still going to have a little bit of that to it because it is what I think I'm the most passionate about, but I want to like push myself a little bit while I'm still being observed. So there is a freshman boy who got in some trouble last year, and he was meeting with a therapist but it was online through I think Cook's Children. His mom sent me the paperwork, and she wants him to start talking to somebody again, but he doesn't want to. And so, because I work with athletes in general, his mom and I were talking, and she knows that I'm in this program. And so we thought that this might be a way that he would be more willing to, because I can talk about baseball and football and at the same time try to talk about behavior and some of the things he's dealing with. So the presenting problem, his mom is very worried that he's going to go down the path that his brother went down in high school. His brother ended up not dropping out, but finishing at our alternative campus, where they can finish at an accelerated rate, but they get the degree where they can't go to a 4-year school. So his mom doesn't want that for him. She thinks he needs to go to therapy. He doesn't want to. He's gotten into a little bit of trouble this year, but nothing like when he was in 8th grade. And most of the stuff that he's like, it's not perfect, but like it feels like just normal freshman boy silliness. And, some people and teachers aren't really okay with that. But when I read the discipline referrals, to me, it just feels like freshman boys. But he also he does not want to take his ADHD medicine, and his mom is really pushing that. I think she did say he started it 2 weeks ago. So when we meet this week, he should be about 3 weeks in, and he should be feeling some of that now, and kind of just want to see where he is on that. The goal or objective of the session would be one, like, I guess, abstract goal where that's not a SMART goal, was for him to open up and trust me. We've talked a couple times, but it feels very superficial and like he's not ready to open up to me yet. Mostly what we've talked about is his grades and football. And so I want to connect with him and see where he's at, but the thing that I hope that we can get out of this is for him to set one goal, for him to set his own one SMART goal for the last 4 weeks of the semester, to help him move towards the goals that he has. He does want to change to honors English, well, all honors classes, but he can't change until the semester. And his grades, like, he's barely passing history and world geography. And so there's kind of this question of, should he change? But in his mind, he wants the challenge, but like, he doesn't seem to be turning his work in on time right now to achieve that. So I would like for him to set one goal for the semester that would reflect that kind of the change that he wants. As far as materials, I don't think any materials are needed right now. I created years ago like a class monitoring guide where he can like write down, I think I got it from an Avid idea, but he can write down like what they did in class, what assignment he has for that particular like topic and when it's due. If he comes up with the idea that he needs that, I would like print that off and give it to him after our session. But I'm not going to have it yet. I really want him to just be able to, I want him to guide the session. I want to step back and just see where he goes with this. The plan of action is one, I want to talk to him about what's going on with English and why he wants to be in honors classes. But I don't want to start with that. Like that's kind of my plan B is grades. So I kind of want to just let him guide the conversation. But one of the things I'm going to start with is what's improved from last year. And 3 of the questions that I want to use are what will be different when things are better with his classes or with his ADHD medicine? What would you like to be able to do that you can't do now? And then obviously what is different about school for you this year than last year, and see if any of those 3 will take him to where his mom says he's frustrated, to see where he is on that, or if it's just his mom worrying about him because of his brother, and kind of just see my anticipated outcomes are that he'll open up to me, even if it's only about one small thing, and begin to build trust. Like I said, I want him to create a SMART goal for this semester with grades, and for him to be able to tell me why grades matter for his future, not me telling him. He has goals for life, but I want him to connect those goals to what he's doing now, and like why him like getting along with his teachers matters, or why him making not 71s in his classes matter. My plan B is actually kind of an easy one for this particular student. In some of the times we've met before, he's very shut off, and I don't know if it's because he's so hesitant about counseling, and his mom knows he's meeting with me, and so she asks. So I'm hoping that me starting off by saying it's completely confidential and she doesn't have to know what we talk about, it might open things up. But if I still get the kind of shut down, one word, one sentence, teenage boy answers, we could zoom through this thing in 10 minutes and like just be sitting there staring at each other, and I don't want that to happen. So I will try to continue to get him to trust me and buy into me by helping him with his classwork, especially his English and his organization skills. If I have to bring up the the organization sheet I have, I will, if that seems to be something that we talk about, and even if he doesn't come up with it on his own, like that could be a plan B for me. I plan to save this, like the discussion about his grades, until the end of our discussion, so that it can be a smoother transition. In the past, he has come in and really just come in to me for help with his work, instead of like having real conversations about, school or him, or things that are going on. So he's going to be kind of used to that. So if I save that for the end, maybe we can have more of a discussion than if I were to ask that early and he just wants to do his work. So him doing his work is my plan B. I'm hoping that just in this initial session that like me having enough questions prepared. I downloaded a question from a question list from Positive Psychology about I think it was specifically solution focused therapy with ADHD students, with some emotional regulation. And if I have to use it, I will, but I wasn't really planning on using that as much as I was just planning on using these 3 questions and see where he takes the conversation and if I can get him to open up. I don't want to push him because he's so hesitant about therapy. Um, but I want him just to open up even just a little bit to me and just begin building that relationship of trust.